They're often the men who make her feel something different, something safe, something exciting, something real. Today, we're going to talk about the qualities that quietly make a man more attractive and why women notice them immediately, even when they never say it out loud. Let's get into it. First, confidence without arrogance. One of the most attractive things a man can possess is confidence. But here's the part many men misunderstand. Confidence and arrogance are not the same thing. Arrogance tries to convince people. Confidence doesn't need to. An arrogant man constantly talks about himself. A confident man doesn't need to. He knows his value without announcing it every 5 minutes. Women notice this immediately. Because confidence creates comfort. When a man is comfortable with himself, everyone around him feels more comfortable too. He doesn't need attention. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't need to win every conversation. And that quiet self-assurance is incredibly attractive. A man trying to prove himself feels exhausting. A man who already knows who he is feels powerful. And that difference matters. Second, having a purpose. Have you ever noticed how some men naturally stand out without even trying? A lot of the time, it has nothing to do with appearance. It has to do with direction. A man with purpose moves differently. He wakes up with something to work toward. He's building something, learning something, improving something. His life isn't standing still. And women can feel that energy. Purpose creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. And confidence creates attraction. A man who has no direction often becomes dependent on attention from others. A man with purpose creates his own fulfillment, and that makes him far more attractive than he realizes. Third, emotional control. Life tests everyone. Things go wrong, plans fail, people disappoint you. The question isn't whether challenges happen. The question is how you respond when they do. Many men believe attraction comes from looking strong, but women are often paying attention to something deeper. Can you stay calm under pressure? Can you handle frustration without exploding? Can you deal with problems without falling apart? Emotional control is one of the strongest forms of strength, because anyone can appear confident when everything is going well. Real character appears when things aren't. A man who remains steady during difficult moments creates a sense of security, and security is deeply attractive. Fourth, making her feel heard. Most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to talk, and women notice the difference immediately. When she's speaking, are you actually paying attention? Or are you thinking about what you're going to say next? Being heard is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a person can have because it makes them feel important, valued, respected. A man who listens carefully communicates something powerful without ever saying it. He communicates that she matters. And that feeling creates a connection that goes far beyond physical attraction. Fifth, having standards. This is something many men are afraid of. They think being attractive means saying yes to everything, always agreeing, always being available, always trying to please. But attraction doesn't grow from desperation. It grows from self-respect. A man with standards knows what he accepts and what he doesn't. He treats people well. But he also respects himself enough to walk away from situations that aren't healthy. Women notice this because standards communicate confidence. They show that your happiness doesn't depend on someone else's approval. And that's attractive. Sixth, being genuinely kind. Kindness is often misunderstood. Some people think kindness means weakness. It doesn't. Real kindness comes from strength. It's being respectful even when you don't have to be. It's helping someone when nobody is watching. It's treating people well without expecting something in return. Women pay attention to how a man treats waiters, cashiers, strangers, not because those moments are important by themselves, but because they reveal character. Anyone can be charming when they're trying to impress someone. Character shows up when there's nothing to gain, and character is attractive. 7th, a sense of humor. Life is stressful. Everyone carries pressure. That's why humor is so powerful. A man who can make a woman laugh creates positive emotions, and positive emotions create connection. But the most attractive humor isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about making people feel comfortable, relaxed, enjoyed. A genuine smile often creates more attraction than people realize, because people remember how you made them feel, and laughter is one of the best feelings there is. 8th, consistency. One of the fastest ways to lose attraction is inconsistency. Being interested one day and distant the next, making promises you don't keep, showing effort only when it's convenient. Women pay attention to patterns. They notice whether your actions match your words. They notice whether you're reliable. They notice whether they can trust you. Consistency may not seem exciting, but it's one of the foundations of attraction, because trust is built through repeated actions, not grand gestures. A man who consistently shows up stands out in a world where many people don't. 9th, taking care of yourself. This isn't about being perfect. It's about showing respect for yourself. Good hygiene, clean clothes, looking after your health, taking pride in your appearance. These things send a message. They show that you value yourself, and people are naturally drawn to those who value themselves. You don't need to be the most attractive man in the room. You simply need to present the best version of yourself, and that effort rarely goes unnoticed. 10th, authenticity. Perhaps the most attractive quality of all is being real. Many men spend so much energy trying to become what they think women want that they forget who they actually are. But genuine confidence comes from authenticity, from being comfortable with your own personality, your own interests, your own values. People can sense when someone is pretending, and they can sense when someone is genuine. A man who is authentic creates trust, because what you see is what you get. And in a world full of masks, authenticity feels refreshing. At the end of the day, attraction isn't about tricks. It's not about memorizing the perfect lines. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about becoming the kind of man who naturally attracts respect, admiration, and connection. Confidence, purpose, emotional control, listening, standards, kindness, humor, consistency, self-care, authenticity. These qualities don't just make a man more attractive, they make him unforgettable. Because while many men spend their lives chasing attention, the most attractive men spend their lives building themselves. And that's the difference. The man who chases validation is common. The man who develops character is rare. And rare is always attractive. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these qualities you think is most important. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And I'll see you in the next video.